Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is Kimmy Antonucci with Kimmy Talks. And this is my podcast. Today is Wednesday, so we're talking about real estate. And I finally have a fantastic guest with me today. This is Fay Coffey. He is a home inspector. Do you want to say hi, Fay?
Hello. How's everybody going?
We're very excited to have him. We are about to ask him a whole bunch of questions. So, are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay. So, let's get going. What company do you work for? And just give us a little bit of information on it, a little bit of background.
Well, my name is Fay Coffey, and I work for FLC Home Inspections, which is really just my initials. So, I am self-employed, and it's my business that I've been doing for about 5 years now.
Awesome. And how did you get into doing home inspections?
Really, this is something I've always been interested in homes and the building of homes. Not that I've ever been like a contractor, but it's just always interested me in the different ages and different types of homes. So it was a great field for me to get into. I wish I did it a long time ago.
Awesome. Cool. So tell us a little bit about what your job consists of on a day-to-day.
Well, I get to go into your home and go through all your stuff. I go from attic to basement and open every cupboard and every drawer and every window and plug and anything that can be seen, I see, and just check everything in the home. Make sure it's up to par or in working condition.
Cool. So you invade our privacy.
Yes, I definitely do.
Interesting. So Faye, do you recommend a home inspection to everybody? As a banker, I can say we don't require it. It's optional because the bank is going to do a bank appraisal. But do you think that it should be required? Do you think it's that important that it should be a requirement?
It definitely should be required. If someone actually could see what I do and the things that I find, they would just be so surprised that you would definitely want a home inspection in every home, whether it's new or 1800s. It is very important.
Cool. So in this market, we are dealing with all the craziness of people fighting to get their offers accepted. And a lot of people, I would say the majority of my clients, feel like they have to waive the home inspection to get their offer accepted. What do you think about that? I mean, how are you battling this? And are there options for them? Like, can they do the home inspection after closing or even a year after? What are your thoughts on this craziness?
Well, I have a lot to say.
Say it all.
Obviously, it is happening a lot in this area. Waiving home inspections has become very popular in the central New York area, just because of the not enough homes for sale, and there's so many offers being this. You want to get your offer accepted, and I understand that. And most realtors, I feel, are really looking out for their client. They want them to be happy with the home. They do want them to have a home inspection if it's possible. And we all work from referrals, so we want their clients to be happy. But as far as the home inspections go, this is the worst part of it. If you take your middle of the road homes, which I would say, $150,000 to $250,000 homes,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that are most sought after right now. Those are the ones with the biggest in the market.
Yep.
So those are the ones that are older, that really need the home inspection, but they're the ones that are missing out because there's such a demand for them. When you get into higher price homes, 300, 400, 500 up, not as much demand. So those ones don't usually have a problem getting home inspection, radon testing, whatever they want. There's actually still usually some wiggly room with negotiating on prices. And those are the ones that are usually modern homes, that are newer, that are less likely to have big problems. So the ones that really need it are the ones that are missing out, unfortunately. Now, what you said, what you can do is after you move in, after you get your closing done, then you can have a home inspection, and definitely highly recommend that. If you take your average home buyer, if they bought a home today through movement mortgage and they close in a month and they move in their house, they're not going to try their furnace out until November. And then November comes and they're going to try to turn it on and it's going to make funny noises. And they're going to say, the guy's going to come there and say, yeah, this furnace is 40 years old. Didn't you have a home inspection? And they're going to say, no, sorry, we didn't. So if you have one after closing, then you can find out all these problems ahead of time. And that's definitely one way of going about it.
I think I'm going to have to give you a call.
One other option that's becoming more popular around here is a lot of realtor companies, when they get a listing, they're doing a pre-inspection. So that I go in and do a pre-inspection and list everything that I find, whether they're going to fix it or not fix it. But when they have 30 different offers on the home, they can see that pre-inspection. It makes them feel more comfortable about putting an offer on the home.
Okay.
So there's lots of different options.
Yeah, there's definitely ways around that no home inspection thing. So, people who are getting a mortgage, they're going to get a bank appraisal. And a lot of times my clients ask me, what's the difference between that inspection and a home inspection? Why would I pay twice? And I try to explain to them that the bank appraisal is going to go out there and it's going to assess what the value is in the market. And then, it will look, depending on the loan program. I mean, if it's conventional, it's not even going to look for this, but FHA, VA, USDA, they're going to look for safety issues as well. Visible safety issues. So what sets the home inspection apart? Like, what makes that different? And I know for a fact that it is way more than an appraisal.
Yeah, and I've heard clients say that before, that they were told they're going to have an appraisal, so why have a home inspection too? And like you said, the bank appraisal is more of seeing if the home is worth what they're going to pay for the home. They're going to look for different items that makes the home worth more. They're not going to check and run appliances. Typically I think they're there for half hour, 30 minutes or an hour. I'm not exactly sure.
I think it's about a half hour.
It's pretty quick. And just go through and make notes, different items that make the home worth more instead of actually checking them. But I have had times where the bank appraiser, if they do see an obvious defect, they make a note of it.
Like a
foundation
hole in the window, or
there's a foundation problem or
missing roof.
They will make a note of that, and so the inspector can check it. Yeah, a missing roof, that would be a good one. But so in comparison, a bank appraisal, 30 minutes. Home inspection for me, 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Much more in depth.
So Fay did the home inspection on the house that I sold last year. And he was there for a solid, I think, almost 4 hours. So.
Yeah, and we were talking a lot too.
Yes, we did chit chat a bit. So, all right, well, cool. That was all of my questions. But earlier today, we posted that we were going to have you with us. And a past client of mine actually asked a question on Facebook that she wanted addressed. So she said, how can you tell if you have aluminum wiring versus copper wiring?
That's a good question. It's definitely important to know when you're looking at a home. Aluminum wiring is a pretty dangerous type of wiring. Basically, you can tell if you look at the coating of the wire, if you can see it in your basement or in your garage, and if you look on the coating, it'll have the letters AL on them for aluminum, or it'll actually say aluminum. Most times it's a white wire with green writing. But if you can't see it, then your home inspector, when they open the service panel, they'll be able to see inside there the ends of the wiring going into the breakers. They'll be able to tell if it's aluminum. This is mostly looked for in houses from 1965 to 1970. That's when it was commonly used for aluminum wiring. It was only used for a very few years because it was deemed very dangerous, a lot of house fires. So
Not good.
if your house is
Hope
built,
they had good home insurance.
mid 60s to late 60s, is definitely something to find out about.
Okay, well, that was a good question. My girl Victoria asked that earlier today, so good question, Victoria. Thank you for that. So before we wrap everything up, I guess I'd just like to say, what would you tell someone who's wanting to enter the home inspection field?
That's a good question. I remember when I first started, I actually reached out to a home inspector. I reached out to a home inspector, just Googling somebody, and we actually became good friends. And I told him I wanted to ask a bunch of questions before I paid for school. And and actually his name is Tom Sherman. He's a very well-known home inspector in the area. And he was very knowledgeable and answered so many of my questions and made me feel more comfortable about it. But in anything where you're starting to be self-employed, have a side business to make some money, because it takes a while, definitely a couple of years
To build up, for sure.
More contacts you make with mortgage companies or with realtors, then you get busier. But
Cool.
I would also say, when you do finally are on the job, take your time and do it right. You will definitely get more referrals.
Awesome. So in your super busy time, like say summer or whatever, do you ever need help with your business, or are you just typically a one-man show and that works for you?
Well, in this area, it seems like everybody's pretty much, as far as home inspectors, are self-employed. I'm on some Facebook pages where I see in other states where or maybe they're bigger cities, where they have businesses.
Yeah.
You work for that business and they send you out, which is probably great because everything's all set up for you and you just go and do your job and you don't have to answer phones or
have your own insurance, probably.
And then there's other people who work as a team.
Yeah.
And then one person does upstairs, one person does downstairs, and they get them done really quick and they can do a couple a day pretty easily.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
This is it.
Do you want to? What else would you like to say about home inspections? You can. This is your day. Share with us.
We're good.
Okay. Well, maybe we will have you back again sometime if you don't mind. But for today, that's all we have. Remember, you can get the audio of this on Spotify, Spreaker, and Apple Podcasts. And of course, we broadcast live to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And don't forget, I have a new TikTok username. It's the Antonucci Lending Team. So please follow me on TikTok because I need 1,000 followers. And be sure to like and follow me on all of my socials, but also Fay. Fay, do you want to share with them your contact information, how they can reach you if they need a home inspector or want to follow you on social?
Sure. I have my Facebook pages at FLC Home Inspections, or Google FLC Home Inspections, or call Movement Mortgage for your mortgage, and they'll give you my information.
Yes, thank you.
Plenty of options.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again, Fay, for coming. Everybody, I will see you on Friday when we talk about what's happening this weekend. And other than that, I hope you have a fantastic couple of days. Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.